One of your biggest competitors, whether you've got a product or a service, your biggest competitor, do you want to know what it is? It's your buyer doing nothing. That's right. It's your buyer doing absolutely nothing. You've got to be really clear with them as a seller why they should actually take action to resolve this versus just leaving it be and seeing what happens. That's what we're talking about in today's episode 1064 of the Daily Sales Message podcast, where every single day I share a piece of simple and actionable advice that's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff too. Now, what happens if your buyer does nothing? I'll use myself as the example with Clear Sales Message and what to say to sell. The premise is simple. When you say the right things to your buyer, your conversion increases, but also your confidence in yourself increases. So if you're not saying the right things, you're probably wasting inquiries and leads first and foremost. You're not attracting people in the first place. People just aren't understanding and getting it, and conversations take longer for them to understand. So there's a few, and there's more than that, but there's a few things like that, and they all have a time cost and a financial cost. If you don't address your messaging, so if you do nothing, that's what's going to happen. Now, the difficulty is you won't get you won't get an invoice through the post for the cost of those things. So there's always this issue where it's, well, it's going to cost you loads of money. And people are thinking, well, I'm not seeing the money anyway. I didn't get an invoice for it, so it doesn't matter. But it does matter. And it's up to you to make it painfully clear to your buyer. One of the ways that I do it with my Clear Sales Message potential clients is we use this notion of 10%. So if you were able to increase your annual sales by 10%, which is pretty reasonable given the track record of Clear Sales Message, what does that look like? So if you turned over £500,000 last year, that's 50 grand. So the cost of you not doing this is potentially 50 grand or more. But the fact is, it's up to you to make it really clear to your buyer why doing nothing and leaving things for a period of time or just leaving them completely is not in their best interest. Sounds really ridiculously obvious, stupidly obvious if you will, but sometimes we have to point out the obvious to our buyers.